How much does it cost?
This I got as part of a combo, so it's about $600.
Oh, it's pretty expensive actually.
Yep. Yep.
A combo of what?
Combo is including like extra batteries
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff like this tripod thing and
Cool.
yeah, wide angle lens.
Cool.
All right. Yep. So you set it, play it on hardest. Check it out.
Guan, 8 years ago. So what, in China or something?
Come here.
Cool. Look at this.
So it's better than Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping
Fu.
Dogs? I don't know. We'll find out. But supposedly it's a lot harder because Sleeping Dogs is too easy to fighting. Like Sleeping Dogs is the same thing. The concept is cool. The moves and stuff are cool. It's kind of like Batman. The Batman games of fighting, but it's just too easy.
But I didn't play Sleeping Dogs for combat though. I played for the open world.
Well,
The open world's so good in Sleeping Dogs.
it would be great if you can do both, right? Like, there's no excuse for him not to make the combat good since it's already all there, the combos and everything.
Yeah, but
Just-
I mean that's yeah. So
Just make the AI a little bit harder.
and this I'm just saying that's this game kind of like it looks like that. But okay, maybe this probably has more in-depth combat. But again, different focuses for different games, right?
Yeah, but like I said, there's no excuse for them not to make it good though, because like all these other games, if there's action mechanics, then obviously it would be nice if you actually improved on like the balancing, the fine tuning of the gameplay, just like slapping beans, same thing. They have fighting stuff, but because they didn't bother to actually improve it, then it sucks.
Yeah, well, that's just isn't their focus, I guess. So
Yeah.
they don't have a sequel, but I mean, GTA same thing, right? They don't have good combat. They've never had good combat.
Yep.
That's the thing, because that just wasn't their focus. If they focused on it, they could.
Well, yeah, exactly, but they didn't, and that's the problem with these games. And that's why like stuff like Elden Ring is at least changing.
Well, it's not
things
a problem
little
for them actually, because they made a lot of money.
bit. Oh yeah,
So it doesn't like GTA I'm talking about. So like
Yeah.
they obviously didn't feel a need for that because people weren't asking for it.
well that's because they're
It's-
being lazy because
'cause
it's
it's-
already selling, so they don't care. So
Yeah, because
But-
it's you, and then I don't know, not I guess not enough people were asking about that.
Well, let's put it this way. People like Elden Rings, right? Elden Rings actually is an open world game where the difficulty is actually there and there's more gameplay, and people now they know, right? Finally, people finally open their
They
eyes.
know, but not
Yeah.
people aren't really comparing Elden Ring to GTA. That's the thing. They're
Well-
like different games.
Not really. They're both open world games.
They're both open world, but I don't really see many people comparing them because like
Well, I don't know
Elden-
about seeing, but either way, they're both open world games, and this is the first open world game where they actually focus on the gameplay as well, and it is
Yeah.
changing things.
yeah,
Right?
but
It's- yeah,
the thing is GTA doesn't need to care about this. They'll just make money regardless.
for now,
Yeah, they can it's just look at GTA 6.
for now. But then of course things improve, right? So they have to. improve
GTA
too,
6, yeah, but the thing I don't think they're competing with Elden Ring at all. So like the GTA 6, you see that already, right? It's basically the same as GTA 5, just with better graphics
Yeah,
and
but when did
everything.
that one come out?
Yeah, so that's
No, when
coming.
did GTA 6 come out? A couple years ago?
No, it hasn't come out yet. It's in development. GTA 5 came out like over 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's a big company. It's going to take them a while to change. But either way, improvement is a good thing, right? So stuff like Elden Rings, it is going to change things a little bit. And hopefully for the better in the long term.
Yeah, for other companies. I think for Rockstar, they don't care about it because they don't need to care about it.
Sure, right
But
now.
for smaller game companies, yes, they see that trend. So that's why you see games like Stellar Blade, for example, like they have more of that kind of combat.
Yeah, but either way, that's what I've been harping about all this time.
Yep.
You know, like all these years I've been talking about gaming, and I've been saying that's the problem with modern games. You have this open world stuff. It does have combat, but people now they slack off and they don't focus on like, improving the gameplay and the difficulty balance and fine tuning. They give you an open world, they give you a concept, and they market the shit out of the concept, and then people fall for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, it's about the money. So
Exactly.
At the end of the day, so if they're making lots of money, they're not going to care about it.
Well, here's the thing: not all these games are making money, right? And at the same time, this is competition. This is evolution. You get one game that finally changes, and now it's going to up the game, and then everyone else is going to start improving too, and you're going to have to eventually you're going to have to up your game too. So
It
it's just a
depends.
matter of time, right? So
It really depends.
yeah, but either way, like something like Elden Rings is pretty much what I've been talking about all this time. It's something that that I've been saying that has been lacking, and it's been a problem for me, like with these modern games.
Yeah, it depends, but I don't think that like Nintendo can release a new Zelda, Rockstar can release a new GTA. They're gonna make money no matter what they do.
The thing is, Zelda gameplay actually isn't that bad for what it is.
Yeah.
Zelda actually has like because for what they're trying to aim for the gameplay, they did an okay job. Zelda. Yeah, but there's all these other open world games from before. It was like, oh my god, the gameplay is just so half-assed.
Yeah, well, that wasn't their focus. They focused on the open world and the story and the
I know.
characters.
Yeah, I know that's not
Yeah.
their focus, but it doesn't mean it's not a problem, right? It's not their focus doesn't mean it's not a problem, right?
Well, let's just say it's not a big enough problem for them to care about it.
At that point, it's like an
It's
NBA
still-
player is not that good. Like if an NBA player it sucks at free throws, right? It's a problem. Sure, it's not his focus. We all know that. That's why he sucks at it. But it doesn't mean it's not a problem, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm saying they need incentive to actually improve it.
Of course,
If it's a small game, small gaming company, not a lot of people buy it because they don't like the combat. Of course, they're going to improve it. Big companies, they can just churn out the same shit year after year. They're going to make money. They're not going to change anything.
Well,
you look at the sports games, prime example. They don't need to change
Well,
anything.
let's
They
put
can
it this
make
way.
money
Look at EA.
regardless.
They lost their NBA license already, right? That's because they were lazy. Like, we could have said the same thing about EA back when they're still making.
What do you mean? They had to compete 2K. 2K is just better.
Yeah, but then for even before that, they've been sucking before that already.
2K is just better, and now 2K doesn't have to iterate that much actually.
Exactly, that's the thing.
So
and that's,
2K can just kind of
and
rest
that's
on
what I
the
mean.
laurels.
We could have said the same thing about EA, right? EA back in 2000, we could have said the same thing. They're doing the same shit all the time. Oh, but you can say the same thing. Oh, they're a big company. They don't have to care. It's a big franchise. They're making money. But then, from my point, I'm saying no. This is a problem. Other games are going to get better. 2K is getting better, and they're going to get wiped out. And this is exactly why on top of open world
so
games.
if
Same
there
thing.
is if there is a more direct competitor, I would say I don't consider Elden Ring a direct competitor, but if there is a more direct competitor,
Dude, man, it's an open world game. Everyone's
open
gonna
world,
change.
yeah.
I know they're not the same like world, but it's close enough. And
I don't know about that.
know?
Like a close game would be like Saints Row, would be like Watch Dogs and the Dust Dogs. Those are really really close games.
yes, but it can't be
But
exactly the same.
But Elden Ring is like not you drive a vehicle, you like steal cars. No, you don't do shit like that, right?
I know, but dude,
Yeah.
the thing is, we have to have a bigger vision in things, right? And this is how the industry changes, right? Yeah, you just have to have a broader vision. Doesn't have to be exactly identical, but it's an open world game that focused more on gameplay and has some difficulty. People loved it. There we go. So
Well,
now it's not just so it proves that people don't just care about blindly exploring an easy world, and doing casual stuff.
I think it's more in common with Bethesda games than it does with GTA.
Well, no, if we want to do direct comparison, of course, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's gonna have changes, right?
Yeah, but eventually, I mean,
Yeah.
like EA, sure. Like the thing
Yeah.
is, how long did it take for 2K to get up to EA? Right?
Exactly. But
So
there's
it took them like at least 10 years of no
Sure,
competition,
sure,
basically.
Exactly. And what I mean is, there's no point saying it wasn't their focus. Yeah, it wasn't their focus. Doesn't mean it's not a problem. Same thing, right? A guy
Yeah,
sucks in
eventually. Of course, eventually they'll be
a guy
competitors.
sucks in a sport. It's not his focus to improve that aspect of his game. Yeah, doesn't mean it's not a problem. That's why he's losing.
Well, eventually.
yeah.
We don't have to say right now. Eventually, yeah. It could be, right?
Exactly.
And when a competitor comes
Yeah.
up.
But it's what I mean. But it's what I've been harping about for like
Mm-hmm.
decades. When I saw game design, the modern game, I was like, this is a problem. And of course, I know partly it's because Western game developers, a lot of them came from the PC background, and traditionally PC gamers weren't very gameplay focused, unlike like console and arcade gamers from Japan. And that's why, hey, look, Elden Rings is actually a Japanese company, so they're more focused on gameplay. So it's because PC gamers traditionally in the West is more like point and click RPGs, a little bit less in terms of action gameplay mechanic and balancing the difficulty. Like they didn't come from that background, PC gamers, and that's why like these modern Western games are kind of like that, and that's why we got this trend now. But now with like the influx of Japanese, that came from a background of arcade and consoles, and then now they know, it has to be pretty challenging to be fun. So you got Elden Rings now coming from that background, and then so now this is starting to open people's eyes a little bit. So,
Yeah, well, like I said, it comes down to the incentive, the money incentive thing.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, if they're making money, they won't care. So,
but then of course now there's so many games, you're gonna have to start standing out.
Yeah.
As
So
we saw, there's too many games.
so
now.
it's at the point where if they're losing money because of better competition, that's when they'll start to care.
Exactly.
But if they don't have that competition yet, they won't care, right?
Yeah.
So that's really they need that incentive to change.
Yep. Like what I see right now is at a point right now where there's so many games to the
Yep.
point where you better start improving. You better start standing out. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but still, I mean, there's the franchise. If the franchise is big enough, there's just people who buy it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the Call of Duty games, like they can just compare whatever. Like people, even the latest one get bad reviews. There'll still be a lot of people that buys it. It's just because based on the name alone. So, I mean,
Yeah. From what I see right now. Ooh, cool.
oh shit, you threw a bottle at your head. take that.
Okay. So I pick this up. Wait. Okay, now bottle.
How dare you set foot in here again? You should never come back. No!
Interesting. Yeah, so it's pretty realistic because I don't think there's a. Can I? Oh, okay. Now I can deep. Okay, that's good.
I don't know. To be honest, it still looks like kind of like Sleeping Dogs. I
Oh,
made
it
the
does.
comment.
Yeah, it does. I can tell it's probably just harder. But right now it's just the introduction. But I can
But
see that,
there could be more to it. Yeah.
It'll be harder for sure because this is just the introduction.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing. As long as like Sleeping Dogs, I'm fine with it. As long as it's harder, which it wasn't. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like I played through like half of the game and it was still so easy. So it was like, what's the point? It's kind of like you playing Slapping Beans. What's the point? It's so easy. It's like, but this one I think will get harder.
Well, I like the open world. But yeah.
Open world was cool for sure. But yeah, it'd be nice if they actually.
Yeah,
made
of
the
course it'd be
game more
better,
fun.
I guess, if they
Yeah.
didn't call it that.
Because the thing is, it's like I always say, it's too easy. The exploration, there's less meaning, right? Like if I find new moves and I find a new combo, and if the game's hard and I can really use that combo or that move, then I'll be even more excited. But then when like you give me a gazillion moves, but I just need to push one button and I'm beating everybody, then I'm not as excited anymore when I discover a new sensei to teach me something, you know?
What about exploration just for seeing stuff? Like, not necessarily for combat.
Sure,
reasons.
but it doesn't mean that, if they balance the gameplay and then now you feel like, oh, the rewards that you get from exploration is even greater now, it doesn't mean it's not going to get elevated too, right? Sure, like I like the other stuff too, like say Elden Rings, Elder Scrolls and Elden Rings, I love going around just look at the scenery,
Yep.
but it doesn't mean that, that I don't want good gameplay to feel more excited about getting that better sword, because it's going to actually help me now, because the
Okay.
game's actually kind of harder,
Yep.
right? So you can have both, right? They don't negate each other.
Yep, I know.
Yeah. So yeah, because there's only so much, you can like either way, like say that in every single game, like okay, I'm exploring, I'm looking at the view, but oh man, I wish the gameplay was better. Then I'll be more. It'd be like Diablo. Then it'd be like Diablo 2. It's perfect balancing. It's always a little bit hard. You're always on the verge of like being, you might die. So you always want to get that better gear, and it gets addicting.
But the thing is, you can say that like about different aspects of any game. Different aspects can always be better in any game. Diablo, I wish Diablo 2 had Diablo had a better story and better characters. Like I think that could be improved. I think that a lot of JRPGs they could have a more interactive open world.
Yeah, of course, but it doesn't. But it still doesn't mean that you should have shitty gameplay, right?
Well, that's what I mean by shitty gameplay. Shitty gameplay can be anything. So you can say that about any game. Any game can have better gameplay.
Oh,
right?
okay. Right? Okay.
So it depends. What are you talking about gameplay? You're talking about just combat.
Both.
So I could say like, oh, some games don't have good stories. Some games don't have characters.
Exactly.
That's part of gameplay too.
Exactly. Well, story is not always part of gameplay unless you're playing a visual novel. But then.
Okay. Well, how about having a bigger open world? How about Yakuza?
Yeah, exactly. And that's not story related.
Let's take Yakuza. What if I wish Yakuza had a bigger world
Yeah,
to
exactly.
explore? So
Exactly.
anything could be better, right?
Oh, okay, dude. Of course, everything can be better.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it depends on how much are you asking for. Is it fair, right? If you're saying, oh, I wish
think it's fair.
if I wish that Elden Ring has a bigger world, then I think that's asking too much.
Well, I do think Yakuza could have a bigger world.
Yeah, exactly, and I agree with that.
Because I don't think it's unfair to ask for
I know
that.
exactly. I agree. I totally agree. I've always complained about that, right? But this doesn't mean what I said about gameplay is not true, right?
I didn't say it wasn't true.
Exactly.
I'm just saying anything could be better. Like you can just
What?
always.
Oh my god! Then that's like pointless to say that. Of course you can say everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Anything could be better.
Yeah. but there's some things that it gets too egregious. It's a matter of how egregious it is. That's what it comes down to.
Well, for you it's
Right.
egregious.
Yeah.
Like maybe for other people it's not as egregious.
Well, sure, because those people don't come from a background of good gameplay. These young guys, they never started playing that type of stuff. That's why. But then, of course, now you get Elden Rings. Some of them open their eyes. Some of these people who never even liked a
So,
challenge before
I
now
think-
realize they play Elden Ring. Hey, actually, I don't mind a challenge once in a while. I can see what people are getting at when they're telling me, yeah, sometimes having a challenge would help a little bit with
Yeah,
the
so the
gameplay.
thing is, my point is, like, for,
Yeah.
for games like GTA, it's just that most people playing it don't think it's egregious to not have that comment. For you, it is,
Mhm.
but for a lot of gamers, like for like games like that, they don't care as much about the comment aspect of it.
Sure, it's
so
just-
it's not egregious to them. It's egregious to you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying, right?
Yes,
So
and
it
at the same time, it doesn't
depends on
mean things
person.
aren't going to change. You see, this is the problem without having vision. I've been complaining about NBA Live for ages, and everyone kept saying the same stuff. Oh yeah, I know, it's you. It's still selling, so it's just you. You know, it's still everyone's buying it. Well, look what happened. It came true. They stopped making it. Competition came in, they got better, and they got lazy. There you go, right?
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong, but
Exactly.
I'm just saying
It's
that
just-
it depends on the person, right? It depends on
Wow.
what they value.
Of course, that's obvious.
Yeah,
That's
so
not saying anything.
yeah, exactly.
But
I'm-
instead, it's a matter of how like just having some objectively being able to say, is this a problem? Is it too easy? And of course they're selling, so they can afford to lay on their laurels right now until better competition comes out,
Mhm.
and then things start changing. Then they're gonna have to step up. If not, they're gonna be out. Simple as that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for you that's egregious, but I don't think is necessarily egregious to a lot of other
Okay,
people.
okay, we can go on to talk about egregious all the time, but I'm just saying about whether something can actually get better or not.
Well, like I said, anything can get better. Is that your point?
Okay,
Anything can get better.
okay, dude, what are you trying to say? Like, am I not right about open world games being way too casual and easy? It doesn't mean you can't like it though. You can like it, and all these masses can like it like they watch.
I
Marvel
didn't say
movies.
you're wrong about that, but I
Exactly.
also say that you can find anything in any other game that you can find is
To
egregious.
certain levels.
Yeah,
to certain levels.
depending,
To certain
right?
levels. For example, we can say, oh, Elden Rings need to be bigger. We can say that. We can say that about anything. But then is it as big of an obvious issue as what I mean about, say, some of these Mario games being too easy? Of course not. Elden Ring's game size is actually pretty good, right?
Well,
But
see,
we can
again,
still be bigger.
that's depending on your perspective, right? A lot of this
Yeah.
is coming from your perspective.
And what do you think? Do you think the world is okay? Like pretty big enough?
So for me,
Uh-huh.
I don't necessarily care. It depends on the game, right?
Uh-huh.
For me, like yes, open world games, sure, they can have better combat, better gameplay, but it's not necessarily more egregious to me than say a JRPG not having good game NPCs to talk to or a more interactive open world.
And I
To
never
me, that's just as egregious.
Okay, yeah. And
Yeah,
I-
so it depends to me on the
Yeah,
type of game.
Exactly,
right?
and exactly. So
Yeah.
logically speaking,
Yeah.
this doesn't negate what I'm saying. So there's
It
no
doesn't-
point saying
it
about all this
doesn't-
other stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't
Right.
negate.
Exactly. They
I'm
don't
just-
even connect to each other logically. There's no point saying, oh, well, this game can improve. Sure, it doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Well, the logical connection here is that every game can be improved in some way, right? So which is what the point that
yeah,
you're making,
but,
right?
but which ones are actually like more of a downfall? Like which is
Well,
more
we don't
of a-
know because right now we
Right.
don't know. Like I can't see the future. I can see that GTA 6 is probably not going to be the same type of game,
Mhm.
just from the trailers. I don't think that they're going to improve their gameplay much. They're still probably going to make a lot of money.
Mhm.
So what your point is? Yeah, sure. Maybe in the future they're going to change, but
Mhm.
right now doesn't seem like they're going to change much.
Well,
It depends.
well, yeah, I know we can say about right now, GTA coming out is not gonna change much, but that's not really.
We can't predict the future.
Yeah, but that's not saying anything. But the key is just having vision, right? Or at least it's not even having vision. It's just, yeah, is it an issue, right? Like, do I have a point here? Simple as that. Like there's no point trying to say like, oh, everything can improve. So that I have no point.
Yeah, having a point is different from it actually going to happen, though, right?
Sure.
we'll see.
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
But it's the same thing. We're talking about basketball, right? Same thing. I can
Sure.
say this guy's trying to win a championship, but he's really bad in his post game, and they need that to anchor the offense. And I'm saying that is a problem because he's
Yep.
the main guy. And then you can say, oh yeah, but everyone can improve though. Everyone needs to improve. You can say that about everybody.
Yep.
What's the point about
And
that?
it also does not mean that guy's going to improve, right?
Yeah, sure. It doesn't mean
It's just you making a point about
exactly.
it. Doesn't mean that he will.
Exactly, but it doesn't
Exactly.
mean that I'm not correct, right?
And I never said that you're incorrect, so I don't get your
Exactly.
point. Why do you think that I think you're incorrect? I never said that you're
So I don't
incorrect.
get, but I don't get what's the point of saying that, oh, everyone can improve. There's no point. That's a pointless statement.
Then what? I'm just gonna agree on you with everything that you
Well, no,
say
you don't think-
because what? So basically,
Yeah.
I cannot say a different point. I have to agree on your point.
No,
and
you
only
don't
your
have to
point.
agree on my point, but at least you have to say pointless things. right? Because you say,
So what am I gonna say? Hey, you're right. Hey, you're right. Hey, you're right.
Well,
You're never
okay.
wrong. Hey, you're right.
Well,
What
okay.
what am I gonna say?
No, but dude,
What else am I gonna say?
Buddy,
Right?
buddy,
If you don't let me say anything else,
No.
if you're saying everything else is as a tangent,
Right.
then okay, what can I say?
okay, dude,
Okay,
now
what
you're
can
being
say?
illogical again.
Why am I being illogical?
You see, because you're acting like I'm not allowing you to say anything. No,
But
can-
you say like, oh, you're always going on a tangent.
Be-
Oh, it's not
no,
related.
No, you're not. You're saying things that you're always saying things that are pointless sometimes because you're
What's pointless
you're
about
saying,
it?
You're saying a statement like, well, everything can improve. Then what's the point of saying that? Right? You can say something, but say something that
Then
at
what's
least
the point of you saying this? I don't understand. You already told me like 100 times. Okay, combat gameplay can be better. What's the point of you saying that then? What
Okay.
are you trying to convince someone?
No. I didn't purposely say it. You were saying you started saying, oh, this is like Sleeping Dogs, and then I was explaining what's the difference, and then that's how
Yep.
it led to this, right? I didn't purposely bring it up, so it's not like my fault that I brought this up.
Yeah, but I didn't actually say Sleeping Dogs had better combat or anything like that, so
Yeah.
you didn't need to bring it up.
Yeah, but no,
What was
you
the
actually,
point
and
of
then
bringing
you
it
went into that saying that, oh yeah, but not everyone cares. There's the open world concept about Sleeping
Yeah.
Dogs. Not everyone cares about the game. That you started doing that, and I was explaining, okay, but some people do care, and it could be an issue, and it could be better if they improve the gameplay. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's there to say about that? You don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing I'm gonna say about that then.
Yeah, exactly. But
There's people that
because
care.
It's not wrong. It's
there's,
not wrong.
There's people that care. There's people that don't care.
Exactly.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, but it's not wrong that the gameplay
Why would it be
would have
wrong?
been better.
I never said anything was wrong.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong to say that. Oh, the exploration would be even more fun if the gameplay was even more balanced, right? It will just add to it. It doesn't make it less fun to go out to see beautiful views in the game if they improve the fine tuning
Yeah.
of the gameplay.
But
Right?
I don't understand the point. Like, okay, so
Okay.
so you're right. So okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what?
That's it.
That's
And
it.
we naturally went into that because you're top of Sleeping Dogs.
And then so I don't think I agree with that. I don't think there's any disagreement. So
Yeah, exactly.
so I mean that's it. Like, what else is there to talk about?
I know, but then
Right.
you're trying to act like, well, you can say about everything. Everything can improve. I mean, but what's the point of
Well,
saying
because
that?
I felt like you were nitpicking on certain parts.
I'm not nitpicking, man. I'm saying the truth is Sleeping Dogs had a good gameplay, very similar to this, but they didn't fine-tune the gameplay, and that's why it was pointless. It's like slapping beans, same thing, you know?
Well, that's the point. You said it in a way that made it feel like Sleeping Dogs is like if it doesn't have good combat, it's not a good game, which is
Of course not, because we're talking about combat. This game
Yeah.
is about gameplay
So-
combat, so we're comparing to Sleeping Dogs. That's all we're talking about, right? This is not about exploration. This game, so I mean,
yeah. But so this is a different comparison. Sifu is not like an open world though.
exactly.
So this if
Exactly.
this focus on more, it should focus more on combat actually, because this is what it's about.
Yes, of course.
Whereas-
But the thing is, like I said, with Sleeping Dogs, they already have everything in place. They have combos, they have moves. All they had to do was just improve the combat a little bit
Yeah.
more,
So
and then it would be even better. It'd be an even better game. It's not like it's a massive success, the game,
No,
right?
No, it wasn't.
Exactly.
And
That's the thing, and that's why are we defending the fact that they're not improving the fine tuning the gameplay? Everything's in place already. The combos are in place. Part of people want to play the game, of course, is for exploration, right?
Yeah.
And that part's great too. But it doesn't mean you don't improve the other aspect, especially when you already have the combos in place. Half of the people who bought Sleeping Dogs was also for the fighting, to be honest, not for exploration.
I don't know about that.
No.
I think the main point of that game is exploration.
Oh, it is because the other aspect was a little bit too easy. But a lot of people who actually got into it, they were saying, hey, check out this fighting stuff. Check out the counters and stuff. It looks so cool.
Mhm.
And then people got into it because of that. My cousin got into it because of that too. Because he was like, oh yeah, the fighting looks pretty cool. There's all these kung fu styles you can learn. That's why my cousin got into it. And then we played it. We're like, dude, man, this is too easy. And then we just stopped playing after 10 minutes. It's like, what's the point of learning all these combos now since I can just beat them with one
So
style
that's
already?
the thing.
Right?
Okay, so you stop playing that because you don't like the combat. No, I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in the game you could do, right?
Of course.
So-
but like I said, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't improve that part, and the game wouldn't be better if they did.
No, but I think I
Right?
took issue with when you
Yeah.
said that you put it down after 10 minutes because you didn't like the combat. Well, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in the game. There's
Well,
a lot
yeah.
of other reasons to play the game. It's not just about
Sure,
the
but
fight,
I don't.
you
I don't
can combat,
have
right?
to play because of those reasons. That's the key.
Okay, well if you don't care about that other stuff,
Exactly.
then okay, I get it. But
Yeah.
then you shouldn't be playing Sleeping Dogs.
See, that's why I didn't. They're pretty logical. That's why I didn't play it. It's like, why
Yeah,
would I?
because-
There's 100 open world games to play. I can choose
Yep.
any one of them, and not. So you better stand out for me to waste 80 hours to play your game.
To be honest, Sleeping Dogs actually has better combat than most open world games.
Yes, it does.
To be honest,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. That's what I mean. They have it all in place, but no difficulty balance. They didn't fine tune
Okay.
that at all. It made it useless.
But in this game, like this should be more focused on combat because it's not open world or anything. They don't have to have anything else to
And
focus
that's
on.
why
So-
I was a bit more high on this, because at least it's gonna have some
So-
gameplay focus.
So your standards for the combat here should actually be higher because it should be what it's focused on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Just keep hearing use the combos and stuff. See what happens.
Avoid high attacks. Ellie on the left. Left. Oh, cool. I see. Nice. Hand strength. Oh. Yeah, gameplay for this is definitely actually better
Should be.
because the deking is actually a lot more harder, but also a lot more skilled. And also, you can actually do special moves. Not special moves, but you have to do directions, almost like playing Street Fighter. You gotta do a direction to do like a palm thrust, down, up, and then square at the right time, like that. Which you don't have that in Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs is keep pushing one
Yeah.
button, and then it's like Dynasty Warriors. Right? Keep pushing square, and then pushing X for a little harder move, and that's it. And it's an automatic link to a combo. And then afterwards, if you want to counter, just keep having the circle button, and you automatically counter, just like Batman. But this one I can't. I gotta hold on to L1, and then I gotta push the D-pad, the stick, right before I get hit. That's the only way to dodge some of these weapons. Interesting.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, this game.
So I can do left. I can do up, down, left, right, holding on to L1 to dodge, depending on whether you're gonna swing at me.
Yeah, I mean, this game should have better combat. That's the focus. The game's freaking called Sifu.
Yeah, of course.
It should. If it didn't have good combat, it would be a disappointment, right? It should have good combat.
There we
So.
go. Ah, I see. So that's a square. So that would be palm. And then hold down circle. Okay, cool. I see.
Jing Feng, the CEO. Whoa, she's got one arm and she's using it to whip you.
I wonder if it's a Chinese company or Asian company actually made this, or Asian developers.
I mean, with a game like that's named Shifu, it better be good at combat.
Well, you know what other games lately, actually has really good in-depth combat?
That's
Besides the fighting
3D.
game.
That's 3D.
Yeah, besides the fighting
That's
game.
tough.
Yeah.
Because like when you're, like I said, when you're 3D, it's hard to get it. It's hard to get that right.
Yeah,
Right,
and
so-
even God of War. God of War is a pure action game, fighting game, But then it's pretty good, but then it's still pretty simplistic, Two
God of
buttons.
War. The problem is that there's too many like quick time events. and
That's already a problem.
Yep. So you have a lot of cutscenes with like quick time events.
Yep.
I mean, you do have good like combat at times, but
At
then
times. But even the combat actually is kind of simplistic, and like it's the same formula, Keep
Yeah.
pushing square for the light attack, and then just link a triangle attack for one like slightly bigger one into a combo, and that's it. And
Yeah.
after that, blah blah blah.
God of War, my issue is all the different cutscenes with the quick time events.
Yeah.
There's too much of that, especially in the latest ones, and that was always my issue with God of War. I know it gets good reviews and stuff because it looks really flashy,
Yeah.
it's cinematic, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy like God of War as much as other people did. I think.
Like this one's already better gameplay than God of War's. I can tell, much more intricate. I can deke left, right, underneath, and then Okay, let's see if I can do it for his palm thrust. Oh, yes, I could. It's not just against weapons. So I did the exact same dodge that I did for the weapons to his roundhouse kick. Now, okay,
Interesting.
strike me left.
I think this might be so this is an indie dev, and they're actually French, so it's
Okay,
not they're not Asian. So
Okay.
they're indie dev. This is like the only game they made.
Yeah. Well, they probably like watching Asian martial arts movies, I mean. This is pretty cool. Oh, I see. So, what's the difference between doing that and this? Oh, yeah. I see. So, if I pin at the right time, I could break him. But if I swing underneath. See, that's where, like, when the gameplay mechanic gets deeper, now I can think. Now I'm thinking, using my brain when I'm playing. Now I'm thinking, if I hold down and I actually like duck underneath the kicks, or I bob left and right to avoid, how is that a benefit compared to actually just pushing the parry one time and then actually trying to break their combo? Like, there must be a pro and con, and that's where you start thinking. Because I have all these mechanics now. Which one would be better in what situation? Like, do I deep left and right underneath, or do I just parry? Like a block parry. Okay.
There's a game called Karateka. I don't know if you played it before.
Never heard of it. Any good?
Okay. It's a it's a really old game. It's kind of like Kung Fu actually. Yeah, I think it is Kung Fu actually. It's just the other name for it. So basically, it's the game where you like really early, essentially like the first beat 'em up game, where you just go to like every fight is like you go towards a new fighter and you beat him up. You go to the next fighter, you beat him up. It's like everything's like a round. So it's like a fighting game. It's considered like one of the first fighting or beat 'em up games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got a remake recently. So yeah, that's a really like old school
Interesting.
fighting game though.
I can change the AI behavior.
Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So you can change like he's passive right now. You can change him to be more aggressive.
Okay, what if I kick his ass when he's passive? What would that do? Okay, so this is.
Well, that just means you're the one who's you're the user. You're the S and he's the M. You're the user.
That does. So this part. So if I go straight in with these hard hits. So I guess what I do is if I break their attack, then I don't need to waste my time and start with a square attack. I should go with a triangle attack because I broke their attack and they're open now. This links anyways. So that can take them up quicker. And then now how long can I change this before I go to the big one? Oh, that starts a claw. Ah, okay, I see. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4. Okay. Okay. That gives me a kick, but oh, I see. Length it up and I get the claw. Like that. Oh, cool. I can learn how to use this sword. Alright, let's try the dollar. Okay, so, So that is the same move, but ah, okay. Okay, I see. So I can go and then link it. Okay, yeah, I can knock him off with the palm strike, or down on the palm strike. Move him off first and then fight. Or I see. What if I want to and then go back and then go to the ground back? Okay. So now it's making it aggressive. Okay. Now get him on the ground. Palm strike. Palm thrust. Can I do a palm thrust?
Age 20. What does that matter?
So what happens here is that what they did was that because they want to make it harder, so they don't want you to just unlimited spam continues. So every time you die, your age goes up. You get older.
Well, that's interesting. So, like, and then when you get older, your stats go down a bit, or?
So when you get older, what's interesting is they treat this kind of like a traditional Chinese kind of like the wuxia stuff. So when you get older, they think of you as being more like wiser and more practiced. So you actually get stronger, but you have less health. So your health bar goes lower, but you're a bit stronger though.
Okay, kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting.
Well, that's cool actually.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The fact that they have something different happen is interesting to begin with.
Yeah.
But have that mechanic in place is cool too.
See, I'm trying to link this with the sweep, which I just learned. The sweep is down, up, and then triangle.
And this must be like with Ghost of Tsushima, where it's developed by Western dev, but with someone who really loves, the Asian stuff, probably.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I'm gonna link this. Okay. Oh, I see. Interesting. So if I actually don't use the parry block button, but I actually bob and weave instead, successfully, something happened to his body. It's like he's available for something to strike.
I mean, he evolves.
Like that, like that. Oh. Okay, so now let me try just regular parry then, see which one's better. Okay, it's about the same actually. The only difference is, I see. Okay, I see. So in that case, it means when I'm actually bobbing and weaving, that's probably more useful against weapons, because I don't think I can actually block weapons. That'll hurt me. So like the bob weave, I should use that against weapons instead, like that. So when it's like a fist fight, it doesn't really matter. Fist fight, I can do a straight parry with the right timing. I can just parry like that, like that. Oh. Oh, what is that? Okay, so for these guys, fist fight, I can do straight parry. Doesn't affect me. Interesting. But you see the other one for weapon attacks. Then I do bob and weave. If Yakuza, because Yakuza actually had so many fighting stances and everything, if they actually made it a little bit more challenging like this, like Yakuza 0, that'd be so cool. Because for me, when I'm exploring Yakuza world, I get so bored when people want to fight me in the street because it's just too easy. It's almost like just a waste of my time. And I try to just avoid people. Yeah, boss fights were like this? Oh, cool. Oh my god, nice. Okay, training's done. You wanna try?
Oh, no, you can
You give it a try. It's actually pretty cool.
no, I think this is more your type again.
Let's see here. So if I go... See, like the collector's edition that I was thinking of getting, it comes with an actual live replica of this this coin chain. And also the action figure statue. It gives you both.
Oh, that's
and,
cool.
and an art book.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But the thing is, it's for like Switch, so like obviously the performance will be a little bit lower. So I figure, you know what, might as well just get a higher performance.
Yeah, but I think this game doesn't have too high requirements anyways.
Yep, the graphics are kind of like the Zelda type of graphics.
It's a little bit cartoonish, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it should still be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If on a Switch, I think it should be okay.
But it's okay. I bought it for PS5 anyway, so whatever. Yeah. Plus, it's easier to for me just to pop this in PS5 and just play pass on the controller to someone else. Cool. 360 swing focus, face smash focus. So, well, these are all locked. Okay, so all these moves are locked right now. 360 swing focus. Okay. Face smash focus. Oh, these are using the. Oh, I can use the. Oh, that's a bat. Okay. Pretty cool. So these are all the moves I can unlock later. Alright. Is that Hong Kong out there? So my Sifu.
Master.
My Sifu got killed. So I have to now get his revenge.
Yep.
Hey, cool. This is a Wing Chun dummy. Can I actually use it? He actually does kind of fight with Wing Chun style, actually. Oh,
wonder,
this is the practice again. Okay, I see.
I wonder if you can do other kung fu styles too.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but a lot of this is kind of Wing Chun, but not completely.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wing Chun is the most popular because it's popularized by Ip Man and Bruce Lee, right?
Yep.
So
But it's especially popular nowadays because of the Ip Man movies.
Yep, because of Ip Man
Yeah.
and Donnie Yen,
Yeah,
he
it
made it
just
really
went
popular.
insane after that movie.
Yep. So Wing Chun is like the most popular kung fu style.
Because my brother-in-law, he's like pretty much, I think, like teacher level now, like of Wing Chun. So he can actually like open a place and teach people now. He learned everything. But yeah, so he's been doing that a lot. So do I go out? Okay, so this is the run. There's also the dash.
Get lost. Nothing here for you. I warned you, asshole.
Come on, you want some?
Not so
Upstairs. Oh, there we go.
You looking to score something? Look what we have. Only a
Wuhan, is that an actual city in China?
No idea, but probably because China has so many cities. Yeah, it does look like Hong Kong. That makes sense. I mean, like the martial arts movies and stuff.
Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hong Kong films were the biggest influence for all this stuff, so I mean,
Yep. If any Chinese films are famous in the West, it would be Hong Kong films.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be mainland China films.
Yep. Plus, a lot of the martial arts traditions actually survived in Hong Kong because communism, like affected a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a lot of like Ip Man moved to Hong Kong, right? So
Eat man.
Yep.
Look at him clipping through the wall.
Well, did you ever try that game, The Warriors, for PS3 or PS4?
Nope.
It's made by the guys who made it's a really good game. It's actually made by the guys who made GTA.
Wait, Rockstar?
Yeah, it's made by Rockstar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's really good. It's 2-player co-op.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's actually based off of that classic '70s movie about like these rival gangs in all these territories. It's like a cult classic film from the '70s. And then we play the gang, the Warriors, which are the main characters, and it's 2-player co-op. And then we go into like these missions, and then we have to try to infiltrate like the enemy territory. But then the fighting mechanic is really in depth, kind of like this one. And it's actually not easy too. Like say if me and you, if we're in enemy territory, and there's like 4 guys there, like, we have to really, really think, can we take these 4 guys? Because it's actually that hard. And if it's actually 4 guys and they have weapons like bats and knives, we might as well run away. So it's actually really cool. And then cops are really hard to fight and they can cuff you. So it's actually really good. It's not open world, but then like if every map, when you load into it, it's almost like open world in that map because it's that neighborhood. So it's actually really, really interesting.
Okay, I never heard of it.
One of the most unique games I've actually ever played.
I think this game might be one of the underrated ones from Rockstar because I never really heard of it.
Yeah, it's from PS2 era, I think. But we can actually, but they released it recently digitally on the PS5. Yeah, so
That's
it's
interesting.
actually really cool. That's totally worth for us to play. It's really cool. And then like it's so much style in it because it's like really unpolitically correct. The stuff they say,
Yeah, I'm mostly familiar with their open world games.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, this one's cool. I remember I finished it with my friends before.
Yeah, I didn't know they made a beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then they have like wrestling mechanics in there too. Yeah, like grappling mechanics along with fighting and yeah. Okay, rush and then jump. Okay. Okay. You want some? Come on. Hey, that's cheap. Oh shit! Oh shit, okay. He got me. So yeah, so if I died once and then I guess they count me as a little bit older?
Yeah, well, so you're gonna be age 21?
Not sure, let's see. Supposedly there's a way to bring back down the age too. I'm not sure how that works.
It's
Oh, that unlocks some stuff? Oh, okay, so I can choose a new move.
elixir of life. That's what Qin Shi Huang was going for. Reverse aging.
Yeah, but he just kept drinking mercury.
Yep.
So he,
Yep.
he's smashed.
Interesting thing is they still have never opened his tomb.
Yep.
Yep.
It's considered bad luck.
But you wonder what's in there, right? You wonder what's in there, but
Yeah,
they've never opened it.
it's considered bad luck, but also I think what happens is China still maybe they feel like they don't have the enough technology to actually be able to properly preserve the inside once they open it, because it was like sealed, completely enclosed, airtight for a while, and then so once air and everything gets in, it might ruin everything. So yeah, so they're probably waiting until they can actually preserve it.
Basically you can like X-ray it and stuff. That's all you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it should be really cool because supposedly he actually like reenacted like a miniature world of the outside with lakes and rivers and like mountains.
Sure, I mean you saw the Terracotta Army. That's
exactly.
not even his tomb.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
So like
so cool.
so yeah, I really gotta wonder what's in there.
Suppose it's got like running rivers and stuff in there, like maybe with
Who
mercury
knows?
and stuff like that.
Who knows?
Yeah. It's so cool, man.
I know. I'm so curious what's inside there.
Might be one of the coolest things to actually dig up, archaeologically.
I don't know when they're ever gonna
who
open
knows?
that, but
But the thing is,
so
it's not
cool.
even just him. There's a lot of there's a lot of pyramid mounds in China everywhere, and none of them were actually excavated. Yeah, there's like pyramids everywhere in China, and they're supposedly all tombs. And now they're actually so like untouched that actually grass and foliage is over it, so it just looks like a hill right now. All these hills, they're actually all tombs.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Because like like the emperors in China, they had so much power and money.
Yep.
And like China's really rich for most of the
Exactly.
history back then, so they had
Yep.
so much power and money. Who knows what they made down
They
there,
had
right?
more than the Egyptians, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a big country than the Egyptians. So,
Yeah, could be right.
Yeah.
Like Egyptian pharaohs, like their tombs, right? And then
yeah. So imagine
knows?
like the Chinese ones. I mean,
yeah, imagine Chinese ones. So it'd be cool.
Yep. Yeah, it's the same thing where like underneath the Sphinx, there's actually a room.
Mhm.
Yeah, supposedly there's like stuff inside, but then I don't think they've ever excavated it before.
Did you ever find Kangshi's tomb?
That I don't know. That I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder like which emperors, like Qianlong or Kangxi. I wonder they should have pretty good tombs.
Yeah, but I'm really not sure what's the practice of the Manchurians when they bury their kings. Like, do they try to like do they have like Kangxi just has his own like tomb mound, or do they actually all get buried together with the ancestors in like the same place? Because what happens with the Manchurians is actually they actually have a grand royal tomb that's actually for all the royals. And then maybe after you die, you're buried in that royal tomb with everyone else. And then so what happened was during the last emperor era, when Kuomintang actually took over, they actually raided the Manchurian tombs because the Han Chinese they didn't like the Manchurians at the time. And then so the Kuomintang actually under Chiang Kai-shek,
Right.
they actually raided the Manchurian royal tombs and they actually stole a lot of stuff from there, the pearls and everything. So yeah, so I'm not sure what happened to the Manchurian tombs nowadays. Yeah, and that's actually one of the reasons why Puyi really hated like for a while was really pissed off like with Kuomintang and everything. And then he ended up collaborating with the Japanese for a little while. Yeah, because the Han Chinese were raiding their ancestors' tombs and everything and all that stuff. But of course, working with the Japanese was a horrible idea too, because the Japanese were just using him as a puppet.
Yep.
And they pretty much ruined the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, they pretty much just ruined him. And then yeah, so he should have just went to England. That's what he should have done.
Yeah. The story of Puyi, it's pretty interesting because I mean the whole guy had a pretty messed up life actually.
Very interesting.
And his wife had a really messed up life too.
Yep.
His wife ended up going insane.
Well, he has two wives. So
Yeah,
then,
I think did both of them go insane or what?
so what happened was he was actually married like 4 times. So even afterwards, he married again in mainland China because he lived under communist China for the rest of his life. And he married again because the communist Chinese, they actually recommended some other wives to him afterwards. And one was a nurse later on. But his original 2 wives, one went crazy and the other one just divorced him and left. Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened to her.
Yeah, I know one of them got like addicted to opium, and then she like went going crazy.
She went crazy because she had a baby too, and then and the Japanese probably killed her baby.
Yep, and then she went like really. Well, she was already kind of crazy before that, but then after they killed her baby, she like
she went crazy pretty much after that because they sent her to a mental hospital after that, and then because the Japanese didn't want him to have a child. Because the Japanese actually wanted Manchurian country to have the royalty to have a little bit of Japanese blood. So what happened was the Japanese actually married a Japanese princess to Puyi's brother. And then because they noticed that Puyi couldn't have children. So they were hoping that eventually Puyi would lose power and then his brother will become the next king. And then since he's married to a Japanese woman, then their offspring is going to be half Japanese. And that's what the Japanese people wanted. And then so Puyi knew that, you know what, his life was in danger too. Because if they couldn't have an offspring, and then his brother's married to a Japanese person, and then the Japanese government obviously wants his brother to be the king then, because their future descendant will be half Japanese. So he's worried that they might get assassinated, you know, and stuff like that. And then so his wife actually pretended like, oh, they have a baby, but she actually had an affair with the driver to get that baby.
I heard it's not his,
It's
but
not
like,
his,
yeah.
But then the Japanese knew all that. They were like spying on her, so they said, yeah, we know it's not yours. So they actually killed the baby
Oh
too.
man,
Yeah. So. Yeah, so like Puyi's life is interesting because also this is one person who saw so many eras of China. He grew up in the old era of China when it's still imperialism, you know, as an emperor. So he pretty much witnessed that, and he's the king. And then he saw the new republic under Kuomintang. Then he saw the Japanese invasion, and then he lived under the communist thing for the rest of his life.
Yep.
So he saw everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so which is so interesting.
He's been through a lot of shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like say for example, Mongolians when they when any ruler of Mongolians when they die and they get buried, they're worried about their tombs being raided.
Yep.
And then so what they do is when they die, so they would choose a band of people to actually bury him, but those people who bury him, they have to kill themselves too. So that way, no one's gonna know like where the tomb is, and no one's gonna raid it. Yeah. So those people who are chosen to bury him has to die too. So that's the way Mongolians do it.
want some
Or,
more?
well, I think eventually thieves do find it anyways, and they break in and stuff.
Probably.
Yeah, you see that most of the Egyptian pharaoh tombs they've been raided already.
Yeah, but I think the Egyptians, like, they're a lot less discreet about where their tombs are. The Mongolians are super discreet. You can't even tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Egyptians, I mean, their tombs are like, they want the glory, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
What is this? Purple mist? This drug produced here, it appeared a few years after the death of my father and is used to increase traumatic efficacy. Okay, so what does it do? Can I use it? Alright, do I go through here?
Open it! Open up!
Oh!
Oh, here you go.
Oh,
Bust this damn
alright.
door down.
Here we go. Time to do your Donnie Yen stuff.
Check this fucking clown
Oh, yeah.
out.
Take on 10, man.
Time to go Donnie Yen on them. Bruce Lee, Chinese Connection. Remember, he just goes into the Japanese place, busts everyone up.
Yep. Oh, yeah, you want that? Oh, you want... Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, because he saw the sign was Chinese is sick man of Asia.
Yep.
He busts a sign, he goes to the Japanese place and busts everyone up.
Yep.
Revenge, baby. Dance of the praying mantis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. My bad. Shit. Oh! Okay, died. It's the guys using the weapons. That's the tough part.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said before,
Mhm.
you can't actually parry and block the weapon guys. So that's what the dodging is used for. It's
Yep.
to dodge the weapons. But then when they strike straight down, it's kind of hard to dodge. I gotta dodge left and right, I guess, for that. Cool.
Yep. Hey, that's good gameplay, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Makes you switch it up.
Yep. So I gotta figure that out. But then spacing too. I'm getting older, man. Okay, so I carry off where I left off, but I'm getting older and older. Shit, I'm gonna be super old by the time I'm getting somewhere. Like that.
23's not that old. I wish I was 23 again.
Yeah, but at this rate, man, by the time I finish the stage, I would have aged 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Cool, you wanna try?
Nope.
Okay,
It's
let's
good.
try something else then. Yeah. I mean,
But it's good. No, you got the gist of the combat,
yeah,
right?
I learned how to play it. It's just like I gotta get better at it, that's all. But
So
yeah.
would you say this is a pretty like good combat for like a modern game?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's definitely better than most modern games for combat. For
Yep,
combat.
yep.
Excluding fighting games, that's a different beast. But
Yep.
they're but for this type, yeah. I mean,
Yep.
it plays like Sleeping Dogs a little bit, as we mentioned. But
Should be a little bit more in depth than that.
well, difficulty is much harder,
Yep.
and then also it's got more in-depth defense than
Mhm.
the Sleeping Dogs because I can like dodge and all this stuff too, which I
Okay.
have to for weapons. The counters and stuff, or the combo system's also a little bit better too. And there's also moves like I can do a palm thrust, which is down up attack. Down up attack is a palm thrust,
Mhm.
and that's gonna push them away. And I can link that into a combo. And then also I can do a down thrust sweep kick and it get into the ground. Like Sleeping Dogs doesn't have that type of stuff. Sleeping Dogs is purely just, pushing the counter button, which this has too.
Mhm.
But then it's easier to do it in Sleeping Dogs. Yeah, it's like automatic almost, as long as you keep hammering at it. And then after this, push square and triangle, and that's it, like Dynasty Warriors.
Mhm.
And then you can just kick everybody's ass.
Mhm.
But here, like, first of all, they're more aggressive. And secondly, depending on what their attacks are, I have to either dodge or pair at the right time. And I can make combos into it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's cool. The key is it's harder. That's the key. 'Cause-
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what you wanted.
Yeah,
So,
that's the key, because now it's forcing me to use all the moves, because it's harder. So I gotta figure out which moves are good at the right time. I can't just push one button and kill everybody.
okay.
So yeah,
Cool.
yeah. And this is not even the hardest yet. This is probably still just the introduction. This is just the introductory stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
we
I mean,
much
you didn't
harder.
get to the boss fight or anything yet,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. After this, it'll be way harder, and I can still choose a hard difficulty. So,
Nice.
yeah. I don't know why they didn't let me choose though, like the hard difficulty. Can I actually choose it in here? Cool. All right.